Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. We're going to talk about Tesla stock, and whether or not Tesla stock makes sense as an investment. I've talked about Tesla before. I talk about Elon Musk pretty regularly, but I've been doing some more thinking and meditating on it. So I'm going to break down some reasons why you may or may not want to invest in Tesla stock, or at the very least, if you buy Tesla stock and you hold your Tesla stock, you may want to look over your shoulder. So we're going to break this down. Buckle up your seatbelt, hit the thumbs up button. We're going to get started right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I want to talk about Tesla stock. So Tesla is a stock that a lot of you love and a lot of you own, and I think it's great. And I like Tesla too. I actually have some Tesla in my portfolio. I used to have a lot more, but I sold some of it. I sold a big chunk of it, and the reason I sold some of it is because there are some risks and concerns that I've uncovered in my research that you just may want to think about. How many of you, first of all, how many of you either own Tesla or have thought about owning Tesla? Give me a yes or no. Give me a yes or no in the chat if you ever thought about owning Tesla. I have a lot of my students in the Black Stock Market program, the URL's right there, that own Tesla stock. And so we were talking about Tesla. So I thought that I would kind of give you some breakdown in terms of how Tesla may or may not fit into your portfolio. So what I decided to do is kind of go through the pros and the cons of investing in Tesla. And so that way you can weigh your risk. Every investment, Tesla or any other company, has its pluses and it has its minuses. It has its good things. It has its bad. It has its things that can make you money, the things that you need to look out for. So in that regard, Tesla is not too much different from a lot of other stocks. But at the same time, it's a little bit different because it's very popular. The price has been shooting up. And when that happens, you can think that sometimes the only way to go is up. And you forget that sometimes stocks can go down. So here are the reasons why a lot of people are bullish on Tesla. There's two reasons that you can break into big categories. One is you have Robinhood investors who just love, they just love Tesla. They love Elon Musk. They think he's the coolest guy in the world. They would pay for Tesla stock if it were $1 million a share. They don't care. So those individuals, unfortunately, don't really make much of a difference in terms of what you should expect based on the fundamental values. But they do matter. They do matter because, a lot of times the value of an asset is just what somebody's willing to pay for it. But here's what the experts kind of think in terms of the experts that actually love Tesla and see a lot of potential. The first thing with Tesla is that Tesla isn't just an automobile manufacturer. That's the big thing too, right? A lot of people, they know that Tesla actually has a greater market value than the next 8 largest car makers combined. Like they literally made 1/7. They literally sold 1/7 of the number of cars that Toyota sold. Literally, Toyota sold 7 times more cars, but their market value is bigger than Toyota and Ford and GM and everything else. A lot of people think that's crazy. Well, it's not totally crazy when you consider why this is happening. What's happening is that the stock price is reflecting the potential of Tesla. Not what Tesla is, but what they think Tesla can be. They think that Tesla can eventually become seminal in a lot of industries. Tesla, in the eyes of many experts, is not just an automobile manufacturer. They are a technology company that has a leading edge on technology. So there are a lot of people who feel that Tesla is just going to control, from a seminal standpoint, a lot of different industries, energy, robotics, etc., even healthcare, things like that. A lot of people believe that they're going to have a big ownership stake in the electric vehicle market. Right now, I think that about 3% of all the cars of all the cars that are made, 3% are electric vehicles. That's going to grow to about 1/3 by the year 2030, and it's supposed to be half by 2040, which is a pretty long way away. And when you get to, here's the thing with these financial models, when you get to the point where you're making, real life investments based on 20-year projections, just know you're going to be wrong. Just know you're going to be wrong. It's going to be like in the beginning when the pandemic started and they were saying that we're going to have this many infections and everyone's going to die by Tuesday and all this other stuff. And then they went back and they were like, oh, sorry, we made a mistake. The projections were way off, because when you're making big scale projections, excuse me, over long periods of time, you end up having these equations that are really delicate, where if you change one little variable by 1%, it scales up or scales down the value. So what that also means is that what goes up can come down. Elon Musk actually pointed this out himself. He said, if we have a cost overrun in the next quarter and don't hit our numbers, our stock will crush like a souffle. He said that. He said that because Elon Musk understands math. He's a math guy like I am, and he knows that if they even have any little piece of bad information, that can literally mutilate the stock price, because the market's giving them a tremendous amount of benefit of the doubt. Like you're literally, it's literally like think about it like a woman who is desperate to fall in love and get married, right? Let's say that she really she meets a guy, she really likes him, and she starts to fantasize about how beautiful their wedding's going to be, how many kids they're going to have, and and our boy is good. We're going to name him Jake, and the girl, we're going to name her Teresa, and then we're going to get a house with a picket fence and blah blah. Right? She starts making all these projections in her head and acting on that as if it's real. I don't know if y'all have ever seen this happen. It's very fascinating, and I'm sure there are men that do it as well, right? So it's not just a gender specific thing, but let's just go with the analogy. Well, if one little thing happens, then she's going to be devastated, right? One little negative thing. Like, so let's say that she expects him to call Tuesday at 5:00 and he doesn't call her Tuesday. He calls her Wednesday morning, right? Well, you can imagine how she might be devastated. She's like sad, depressed, crying, right? Well, part of the reason she's sad is not because of what she lost. All she lost was 8 hours or 10 hours that it takes for him to make the phone call. But what she really lost was the image she put in her head. She lost this empire of a relationship that she built out, that she sort of designed, that was going to become her life 10, 20, 30 years from now, right? Well, Tesla is priced the same way. Tesla has a high valuation because everyone's assuming one key thing. They're assuming that Elon Musk will always be a genius and that he is going to dominate the earth when it comes to electric vehicles and all these other industries. They are assuming dominance of the future. That is a tough assumption to make when you don't know nothing about what the future is going to hold. 20 years ago, nobody could have predicted that Google and Facebook would be dominating the tech space. No one. People thought it was going to be, what was that? You've got mail. AOL was dominant. Then there was Netscape, MySpace. Anybody remember MySpace? Right? So imagine somebody in the year 2002 trying to predict what the world will be like in 2021. Give me a yes or no if you understand when I tell you how wrong that person would be, how incorrect that person would be. Right? Do you follow what I'm saying? Tell me if you follow what I'm saying. Please hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. And also, if you want to take a look at the Black Wealth Bootcamp, we meet every Thursday night at 8:00. And the boot camp's all about figuring out ways to make money. So this week we're going to bring in somebody that's an expert on wills and trusts and estate planning. And last week we had a real estate expert, and then before that we had someone who started her own business. Everything's recorded, so you can bring your whole family. It's designed for the whole family. So feel free to take a look at blackwealthbootcamp.com. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. Okay, so they're expecting. Here's the thing: there's not a lot of room for Elon Musk to come up short. That's the point. It's like a basketball team where you have literally the highest payroll in the league, where you have to win a championship for it to make sense, right? You have to win a championship for it to make sense. So Colbert says, get to the fact. I don't know if he means get to the fact or get to the point. I am making the point, Colbert. I'm making the point. I'm kidding. I'm not yelling. I'm being silly. But I'm making my point. My point is that the margin of error is very slim for this company. That's the point I'm making. That literally, if anything goes wrong, it's not going to be a situation where people are going to say, well, Tesla still did pretty good. Like the New York Yankees, they spent so much money on their baseball team that their fans don't go, well, we did make it to the conference or to the National League Championship. We did have a good season. We made it to the playoffs or whatever. I don't follow baseball, but they're not going to do that. They're going to say, wait, you didn't win a championship this year. You failed. Right? The University of Kentucky pays their basketball coach insane amounts of money because Kentucky fans don't want you to just make the tournament. They don't care if you made it to the second round. They don't even care if you made a Final Four. They measure you based on championships. And Elon Musk's stock price is priced at a level where the market is going to measure his success based on championships and dominance. And if he does not dominate, then he will lose. And this leads to why I'm very skeptical about Tesla stock. This is why. Tesla right now is killing the game. They have a market value that is greater than the next 8 automobile manufacturers combined. There, Elon Musk has said, he stated he believes that they can produce 20 million cars by the year 2030. That's possible. But remember, this year they barely missed their number, which was fine because it's a pandemic, right? He had a lot of fights. They wanted him to shut his factories down. But remember, he came short of his target, which was like, I guess, 500,000 cars. But 3 years ago, he was saying he was going to produce 1 million cars this year, right? So a lot of people see Elon Musk potentially as a little bit of a Barnum and Bailey kind of character, where he's into the big extravaganza, the big announcement, because he knows the value of the publicity, right? And he delivers on a lot of stuff, right? He's getting his rocket ships off the ground and just doing amazing things. But there's the question of whether or not that number, that prediction of 20 million cars by the year 2030 is just another example of him producing a little bit more hype than he can actually manufacture, right? Than him writing a check that his butt can't cash. And also remember this, Elon Musk is a guy who has said he's doing all this stuff so that he can get to Mars. He wants to die on Mars. So some are wondering, okay, as you're running SpaceX and trying to get us to Mars, which is not a trivial thing. It's not a simple task, right? It's not something that anybody's ever done before. Are you really going to have time to also simultaneously dominate the markets of energy and robotics and electric vehicles all at the same time? You got to be a bad boy. You got to be a bad boy to pull that off. And here's the thing about Elon. A lot of people invest in that stock because they're betting on Elon. So you better not be human for that to work. He better not be human. Why do I say that? Well, because human beings get sick. Human beings die. Human beings, go to jail, right? Elon Musk is not a regular guy. He takes chances. He's a rock star. But he gets on Twitter and he says crazy stuff. He cusses and stuff or whatever, which is fine. I don't care about that. But he's not exactly like this straight-laced sort of guy. And it's not like you're sort of betting on a board of people where there's like 20 of them, where you say this team of 20 is going to do amazing things. You're looking at a team of one. And the thing about it is that when you're looking at a team of one, if that one person goes down, ask the Kansas City Chiefs fans right now. With Patrick Mahomes, he wasn't quite a team of one, but Patrick Mahomes is the highest paid quarterback in the entire NFL. Well, when Patrick Mahomes got injured, as human beings do, the Chiefs' chances of winning a Super Bowl started to decline because the Buffalo Bills are ready now. So my point is to say that when you're talking about Tesla and Musk, I wouldn't be surprised if the stock price keeps going up, because great things can happen with this company. They are in such a position to do some amazing stuff. And it's a little bit like Bitcoin, where it's like, God, I just want to be there. I just want to own a little bit so that as it does take off, I can be a part of that. But there's so many risk factors that you have to consider when you invest in Tesla. And here's the other thing, too. The companies he's competing against are not stupid companies. GM has pretty much said we're going to have 30 electric vehicle models on the market by the year 2025. Volkswagen is going to have like 70 or something by 2030, right? So all these manufacturers that deliver on their promises have said, look, we coming. We come in and we're coming with billions of dollars and with scientists that we can hire and all this other stuff. So this idea that a lot of Tesla stock price is predicated on this assumption that he's going to control 20 or 25% of the electric vehicle market in 2030 is insane. I don't believe that at all. If he ends up being justified in the stock price, it'll come from the fact that he's going to have a little piece of a lot of different industries from a seminal level. That's where I think you're going to see some tremendous potential. But this idea that the dominance he has right now is going to maintain itself, I think is a false idea. He's already losing market share in Europe. In Europe, the European manufacturers are already coming to get him. In China, you really think the Chinese are going to let some American come over there and dominate their electric vehicle market when they have electric vehicle companies right there in China? Nope, they don't operate like that. They're not like they're not like the black community where we'll let anybody and everybody come in our hood and make money, right? You'll let anybody from any community set up shop and just suck up all our money. The Chinese don't do that. The Chinese do powernomics, and they say, look, you can come and you can get a little piece of this, but we own the bulk of this. This is our country. This money's going to come right back to our community. You're not going to come here and be able to suck our money out like a vacuum cleaner. So long story short, if you want to know my conclusion is The Tesla stock is not a good bet, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't participate. What it does mean in terms of actual practical application, you probably want to consider some put options, to be prepared for the event that, they announce tomorrow, Elon Musk died of coronavirus or whatever, right? I'm not saying that's going to happen. I don't wish that on him, but people die, things happen. If Elon Musk is gone, then the dream is gone. The dream is dead. If Elon Musk is gone, that right there, that alone is such a huge risk factor that I'm not betting on that in a significant level. I'm not going to bet on a person. I'll bet on a company. I'll bet on a portfolio, but I don't bet on a person because people evolve. Things happen to people, right? But then there's so many other factors as well, where that even if he survives, even if he continues to be brilliant, he's going to have competition because everybody sees him doing well and making money. They're going to want to compete with that. And when you look at the explosive growth that Tesla stock has had this year, it's really hard to imagine that kind of trend continuing. I just don't know how I can. And in fact, actually, just so you know, and just for the record, I have probably 5 or 6 stocks I've invested in this year that did much better than Tesla. Like, for example, that stock, Jumia, I told you guys about, the company that operates in Africa. They actually, I think they were trading maybe in the teens a month and a half ago, and now they're trading at $59 a share or something. So that stock has gone insane. And Tilray, the cannabis company. So there's a lot of companies out there, not just Tesla. So don't get caught up in the hype of the company everybody's talking about. Also, remember, there's a ton of other companies out there that are amazing that you may want to take a look at too. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Please hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe button. Also, if you want to do a trial in the Black Stock Market program with my students, I tell them a lot of the stuff that I'm buying. I answer all their questions. I also give them a vast, long curriculum on stock market investing where you'll understand everything you need to know about stock market investing. So feel free to go to the blackstockmarketprogram.com. The URL is right there on the screen. And you can also text the word Boyce to 31996 if you want to get notified when I go live. So I hope that this helps you. And if you want to know my final verdict on Tesla, I am an investor. I do hold Tesla, but I don't put all my hopes and dreams in Tesla because I think it wouldn't surprise me one bit if Tesla ends up plummeting. That's the point. That's the final point I'd like to make on that. So take care. I hope you have a good day. And thank you for listening. I'll see you soon. Be good. Peace.